Welcome back in, friends, to another AFK Journey video. We are on day 3 of the free-to-play journey for this account. Today I wanted to talk about some team synergy and the importance behind early game team building and synergizing with certain characters and stuff like that maybe some of you guys are just not utilizing early on because you didn't look into their kits. But I promise you, after today, you should be able to clear more content than you haven't been already because of these simple little tricks that we have. Before we get into that, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. We do everyday content for AFK Journey. This is a free-to-play journey, so if you're just watching this video for the first time, if you're just coming to this channel for the first time, we're doing a day-to-day analysis of the account and things that can help us progress throughout the story, the campaign, through the PvP battles, through the guild battles, everything like that, boss battles, at the best rate possible on a free-to-play account. Before we jump into the actual video, let's go ahead and do a couple summons just to kick it off. I saved up some today. We are 30 away from getting the S rank here, so hopefully we can get it before that. We have 20 summons here, and I think we're like maybe 8 away from the S rank on the guaranteed. So we're getting 2 purples here. Alrighty. Purse is good. I like her. I haven't been using her much anymore since we transitioned into some newer teams, but she's really good early on. Oh yeah, they're making me go all the way every single time. But we got 3 purples here, so we're not complaining. And we got a Koko. This is actually the... Koko is the main attraction for this video, and we will explain and see exactly why. We got 4 summons here. We're 7 to go. Let's knock out these 4 single summons because we are not losing on this one. We're getting lucky. And just so you guys see, if y'all watch the other videos, I did switch up this pool, and we'll kind of get into the reasons why later. Same thing with over here. I switched up my wish list to kind of revolve around some certain teams that I was interested in building. We'll touch on that in a second. Let's get these 4 singles out the way. Hopefully we'll get lucky on these and grab one of the characters that we want, because it is the one that I want to kind of showcase in this video, but we haven't pulled him yet. We're getting acorns for days, acorns for days. All right, we got a purple. Man, she's going to be busted by the time we're done with this account. And another acorn. Okay, so tomorrow we're definitely getting one of these bad boys. Anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and we're going to use the collections for this video just to take a look at it. So all of you guys have started. I'm hoping that you grabbed, that you have at least 1 copy of Mr. Smokey and Mirky right here. He is going to be our star healer for the supporting team whenever we start out. The reason he's so good is because that he passively heals in a AoE surrounding. So if you build a synergy around that kind of healing circle, it allows for all of your characters to stay healthy, or at least the optimal amount of healthy throughout the battle. That's going to be one of the main reasons why. If we go ahead and look at this, he recovers 50 energy per second, and allies with the aroma around them 21% of HP per second as well. Obviously, when it's activated, he does 170% of that, and it just gets stronger and stronger in percentage as you level him up and level up those skills. Next up, one of the characters that I wanted to highlight is going to be Brutus. I haven't pulled him on this account yet, but I was playing around with him on the other account when we first started the game, and obviously the PTR as well. He's really good because he allows for invulnerability, so sometimes you can put him in the front and allow for your characters to just ramp up enough to get their ultimates going. Once they have their ultimates going and you kind of get in that rotation, he'll stay healthy after that. He's kind of like a sacrifice, I would say, in the beginning of the battle, but it works perfect. He's similar to Thorin in terms of that, where Thorin can kind of act as a sacrifice because he gets that revive. Brutus is the same way. He gets that invulnerability. Right here, Brutus is immune to the first blow and physical damage, is immune and unaffected for 5 seconds. Obviously, whenever we get up in the levels, he gets more life drain and more attack. That means he's going to be healing himself up along with the healer as well. Next up on the starting team, someone that is very important, obviously we can't harp on this enough, is Cecilia. Is very good early on until you kind of replace her. Her ult is kind of the reason why she just gets that extra tank on the field and AoE stun every time, or thorns every time that she's able to cast that. So very good character to have on your team earlier on. Obviously you get her for free, and then if you get another copy of her, great. If not, no worries. The next two characters on this team is going to be our two beast characters right here. We have this tank that you can use. Obviously the optimal is going to be Brutus,
All right.
Smokey,
Finish this.
Antandra, Koko, and Cecilia. So that is the optimal team, I would say. This allows you to clear a lot of content because of what their synergies are. Cecilia is not getting any bonuses from the faction, but the other four are. Cecilia is pretty just strong on her own without needing that. Now you're asking, why do we want to go with Koko? I've seen a lot of people talking about him today, and a lot of people were using him in the PTR as well. And then he kind of got slept on for the first couple of days that the game came out. I guess people went back and realized that he was still good, that there was no change or anything like that. But let's go ahead and take a look. So his ultimate is the reason that we want him. Koko inspires herself and all allies and grants them 45% damage reduction for 12 seconds. So we're getting 45% damage reduction on all allies. That means they're able to soak and tank more damage. Very important for our tanks as well, because it allows them to tank a lot more to allow the damage dealer to get everything off. The reduced damage will be recorded and settled once as true damage when the skill duration ends. When the skill takes effect, all allies gain 30 life drain and 10% attack. While activated, the effect cannot be dispelled and prevents Koko from recasting the skill. So it cannot be dispelled, and we get increase of damage and life drain as the levels go up. We also get this right here. Koko feeds the weakest ally, healing them by 230% and granting them 10% attack. So whereas Smokey and Mirky are doing more energy gain and healing, Koko, she is allowing us to get a little bit more damage as like a buffing support, I would say, a buffing healer. We also have this one right here where we're just getting flat damage from them and allows them to get more damage on the team. Hero Focus, this one right here increases haste during battle. This one right here, the shield, allows after the damage recorded in full energy has been settled, all allies gain a shield for 7 seconds. So a huge, just utility and kit wise, Koko is huge. She's really great at just utilizing all of her abilities to just synergize with the team to its fullest extent. So a great team synergy to have all of them on there. If you haven't already, and this is going to be completely, up to you if you want to follow this kind of same pattern that we're doing and getting everything. I would say get one copy of Vala. If you can push, and get two of them, great. Honestly, I feel the better value is going into these pools right here because it's cheaper. It allows us to unlock Stargaze Station as free to play a lot quicker. I would say about 10 to 15% quicker unlocking Stargaze by going on the all hero versus the raid up. Now in long term, if you are looking for Vala to be like a main carry, then obviously you want to go with that, but I don't think it's the best bet as of now, especially as a free to play account. It doesn't make sense to put resources into this when you can just all around your account and have better synergy with teams and everything. For the wish list, let's go ahead and just take a look at this. Tamicia right here is one of my favorite tanks in the game. I think she's probably one of the most valuable tanks late game, just the way that she works. She's moving around the field. She gets a little bit of knockbacks and stuns and stuff like that because of her ultimate. So a great tank that just kind of disrupts the enemy's lines, especially if she can get into the back line and start dishing out some damage. Rowan, we already know he's another AoE healer. And then these two right here are interchangeable. Honestly, between these, I kind of like her or her. I just have a lot of copies of her already, so I'd like to just build her up as much as possible. because I feel like her kit will be a little bit better late game than it is early game for AoE stuff, especially for like guild battles or anything that allows you to or requires some AoE damage into it. So you can transition between those. Valen is also a very good choice as well to put in there. Honestly, pretty much any of these besides, I'm not a big fan of Walker that much. Because yeah, I'm just not a big fan of him. His kit seems under par, honestly, in my opinion, and maybe some people disagree, but he feels under par for me. As for the Maulers, obviously we just spoke about them. We put all of the characters that we want on our team in this synergy right there. The Wilders, same kind of aspect as well. Obviously between these you can kind of switch out her for probably him if you've already gotten a copy of her, just to complete that team. And then over here, you can probably switch out her for, you can switch out her for Arden if you wanted to. Both have really good late game kind of styles that they do once they start popping off. Graveborn, this one is also, you can switch between her or him. He's also very good because he does have that revive mechanic, but earlier game, it only gets off like 1 or 2 times maybe during a battle. Not that much value, I would say. So as for that, and the epic recruitment, same kind of style. We have these characters right here. Obviously with him, if I wanted to go with Igor right here, I could switch out for the Graveborn. I want to finish my Wilder team off first because I just feel like they have a lot of value once you have the correct ones to synergize. He synergizes very well with Parissa, allowing her to kind of get that ultimate off in a section where he pulls everyone in. The more people that are closer that kind of take that ultimate, the more damage that it does. So that's my, ideas behind this. If you guys have any questions, or if you disagree with me and you have more insight or something like that you'd like to share with me, I'm always open for that. I like to hear other people's ideas and opinions as well. This is just the information I'm giving you guys is from kind of my research and my gameplay experience, but because we are summoning different characters and everything like that, it is a gacha game. Maybe you have a different experience with certain characters that I just haven't had the chance of experiencing yet with the team synergies early on in the game. Now, as for late game, obviously there's a plethora of different teams and stuff that we could play around with, because there's tons of different style events and battles that require different team synergies. So I would say every character in their own right will work well in something at some point. It's just this guide or this series is meant to give us the fastest progress possible. Before we finish this, let's go ahead and just take a look at the account itself so we can kind of go ahead and see where we are at. The server just reset. It is 7:44 p.m. So we're 40 minutes into the server reset on day 3 of playing. It's day 4 of the server. We are at Resonance 61, and we haven't really expanded any of the like AFK free little tokens or anything that we've got yet. Currently, we're on stage 160 of the AFK battle. I was still winning. I just stopped it so that way I could record this video. I'm assuming that I can get to 165. That's where I feel like I can get to with the team current setup that I have right now. After that, obviously, I'll have to put some more progress and leveling up some characters. As for the map, we can go ahead and take a look at this. We made it to Dark Forest 2. Right here is Dark Forest 3. I believe we just need to hit a certain point in the AFK stages to be able to progress a little bit more. I may have hit it earlier. Let's just go look. We're not going to do the battle right now. Okay, yeah. So we need to get to 185 before we can progress here. I would say this is probably the deepest, like the most grindiest part of this beginning part is getting into Dark Forest 3. Once you get there, you should be able to get through Dark Forest 3 and 4 within the next day or two, depending on where you utilize your resources and what characters you have obviously on your account already and using your team setup. But if you guys want, we are going to do one last thing. I'm going to put the full team up here on the board that I am using, so that way you guys can take a look at what we're doing and you can go off of this if you would like. This is the team that I've been using. Obviously, Thorin is interchangeable. If you already have Brutus, Brutus would go in his slot. And the way that you would want to set them up, we can go ahead and just take a look at that. Let me just walk over to an enemy real quick so that way we can fight them. Or we're not going to fight them, but that way you can just see kind of what I'm talking about. So this is the team that I've been using. I would say it's always safe if you're in a situation like this where it's split, or even if they're all in one place, allow Thorin to be the one to take 3 of the enemies, or the bulk of the enemies. You want to put Mirki in a spot where he is able to kind of heal everyone. So something like this would probably be like a very optimal setup. That way we get everything there. Oh, hell, let's just go ahead and knock this out so we can take a look to see if I'm talking out my ass or are we good to go. This team was level 71 that we're fighting, so it's a little bit stronger than what we are. But as you can see, it looks like we are going to be just fine. Getting those buffs off, getting the heals off. Cicia was able to get her ult out there, so we have that extra tank doing that damage. Attack and life drain out of him. Everyone's healthy, everyone's alive. They did get moved around pretty weird just because of the enemies. Whatever his mechanic was, he was moving everyone around. But yeah, that was a I believe they were 71 and we are sitting around 61 for the residents. So very good job on them clearing that out. One more time, if you haven't already, please smash that subscribe button, baby. We are at like 830 or 835 subscribers. Man, I would love to push this bad boy to 1,000 subscribers before the end of this month. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button one more time, and I'll see you guys in the next video.